Okay, so good afternoon all. Today we will complete that chapter and we will discuss about the take-home test. What are the various types of question will be there, and I will show you some demonstrated papers. So you are able to understand how you need to do those tasks. So let's wait for a few minutes so that other people can join and they can see the papers. So we are going to discuss the last example of this chapter. So which will demonstrate the triple P link or point-to-point protocol communication or connection. So the example says that let us go through the phases followed by a network layer. So we need to see the different phases. So just look at the different phases which are there. So these are the different transition phases. First one should be the established phase. Then if the authentication will be there, so you need to have the authentication phase. Then you will move to the network phase where you will get the network layer. Then you are having an open phase where you are going to communicate. Then you are having a termination of the link. So you will make the link free. So your carrier will be dropped. So these different phases should be there. So in the 11.14 figures, which is after this slide, is showing some steps over there. So it is showing all those different phases in the form of packets. So he will share, yeah, this figure will share you the details about the different packets or frames which are available at the different phases, transition phases. So we are going to see that phase, see those phases. For the simplicity here, we have assumed the unidirectional movement of the data and the information. So all the things, if it is either a instruction or if it is a data, it will moving in only one direction, either from source to destination or destination to source. If it is acknowledgement or an ACK signal, so it will moving from the destination to source. If it is a data, then you are moving from source to destination. So you will have a simplex link. So the first two frames shows the link establishment. So the first phase is establishment. So first phase will be there. Then second will be the authentication if it is required. So here we are using the authentication. So here you are using the PAP for the authentication and suppressing the address control field. And frame third and fourth are the for the authentication. Once authentication is done, you will move to the network layer. Then fifth, six will be for the network layer connection using IPCP protocol. So these are the different protocols which we have already seen. So just if you want to see the protocols, we will just go back for the different protocols which are available. So these are the different protocols at the present in there. So in the network control protocol, we are having OSI, IPCP. In address protocol, authentication protocol, we are having CHAP and PAP. So we are using PAP, password authentication protocol. You can use other protocols here. So here, for example, we are using PAP and the NCP, network control protocol. So we are going to see so how it is going to be used. So we are going to use in this follow in this pattern only. So we are going to configure the request and all those things will be there. So the next several frames will show the IP packets are encapsulated in the triple P frames, point-to-point protocol frames. So if you see here, the first frame which is having this is the flag flags are there. So starting and termination of the configure request. So the control will have C021 bit. So it is going to send over the from user to systems. So this is the configure request you are going to, once it is going there, it will going to grant your request. So it is going to send a configure acknowledgement. So this acknowledgement has been sent back. Once it is received by the user successfully, then there's a successful establishment will be there. Now, this is optional. Authentication is the optional part. So you are going to send a authentication request. So these control bits all numbers will be always there. So this will be a fixed numbers are there for the authentication, for the network, for the establishment. So you can find those numbers in the previous slides. So you don't have to remember these numbers, but just you have to remember that this is a control numbers. So this is the authenticate request. So you will have the user ID, you will have a password. Once it is going to send over the system, so it will authenticate the username. So if the password matches, you will get the authentication, or you will the validation will be there. If you are not validated, your communication will be terminated here. If the authentication is successful, then you are going to perform the network operations, or you are going to select some dedicated path for the transmission of the data. So you are going to configure the request. You will get a configured request for the different routers. Once it is configured, the network layer will, or your system will provide an acknowledgement signal. Once you receive the acknowledgement signals, the network layer will be established. Now you are ready to send the data on the link. So now the data transfer will be there. So you will have the different headers and different data will be there. So header means you will have many information in your header, like which packet is this one, and for which user this is this one. So this will be there, and data will be there. So the different users will get the data, and it will arrange the data in a sequence. Once this is done, then it will data transfer is done. Then you have to terminate that connection so that other user can use that connection. So now the termination request will be there. Once the termination request will be received, then he will send the acknowledgement signal. Once the acknowledgement signal will be there, you will have the termination. So this will be very much similar to this transition phase which you have seen here. So in the transition phase, your system will be idle. You are not using any carrier on the channels. Once you send the request and there will be establishment of link will be there, then the channel will be there. Then you have some agreements will be there that you are going to perform. So now if you are having authentication, you are sending a username, password. If a password match, then authentication has been done. Then you will move to the network layer. If authentication is not there, you directly move to the network layer. Now in the network layer, you need to perform some operations so that you have to select some path from where your data can travel. So that will be taken care by the network layer. So network layer will provide you the dedicated path for the transfer of the data. So that configuration, if it is done, you are open. Open means you are ready to transfer the data. Once it is done, you terminate that link. So this process has been done. So this is the last, or you can say that topic which is there. So in the next several frames, show that some internet packets are encapsulated in a triple P frame. The system's receiver may be running the several network protocols, but it knows that incoming data must be delivered to the IP protocol, because network control protocol use the before data transfer of IPCP. So internet protocol control protocol is there. So after the data transfer, user terminates the link connections which can be acknowledged by the system. Of course, the user or the system could not choose to terminate the network layer IPCP and keep the data link running if you want to run another NCP, network control protocol. So these are the different things which is there. So this is the almost your syllabus will be over after this topic. Now there are few tasks are there, so we need to complete those tasks. So just I will show you first, demonstrate the different papers which are there, and from the next week onwards, you need to present some topics over there. So on Saturday, we are going to discuss what are the different topics. We need to prepare it again, and some demonstration has to be prepared by the students. So that demonstration is you need to prepare some slides over there, and you need to demonstrate those protocols. So that will be there in a few weeks. So we are going to do that. So I will demonstrate one of the topics, how to prepare those slides, what are the different content should be there in your slides, and then I will assign those tasks to the various students. So there will be a group of students will be there, those who are going to perform those tasks. So now if I talk about the take home test, so take home test will consist of 3 questions. So the question can be theoretical, or it can be some analytical questions. So mostly you will get analytical questions in this take home test. So mostly we will try to cover all the chapters which you have studied till now. So here you are going to see some examples which are very near to your real life applications. So you will not get any options in this one. So you need to answer all those questions first of these things. Then second thing, you may find some figures from the internet. If you find some answers or some figures from the internet, you need to put some proper citations over there. That is the first thing. So citations means how you need to cite that thing. Say for example, if you have taken the figure from here, like MSC 430, if you have taken a figure from here or somewhere from this one. So if you have taken the taken a link from website, so go for cite for me. Then in which format you need to add those things. So you can select any one. So let's do for Harvard. Now I want to go for the website. So just click paste your website here. So if author is there, if you check on this website, there is no mention who is the author of this page. So you know, no need to add the author's name. So year of published, then the title of page you need to add manually. So you can add MSP 430 workshop series, website name, training TI, and the publisher is Texas. So you need to add those things, then you complete the citation. Once it is done, just click here, copy bibliography citation, then we move to the Word document, and you can paste here, and you can put the number here. So in this way, you need to put the citation. Say for example, if you have just put a snapshot here. Now you need to give the citation. So every figure should have name, figure 1, then snapshot of workshop. Then you will have to add one. This one shows that this is the first reference, or you have taken the data from the first reference. So this thing should be there. So whenever you are writing those answers, then you need to
सर ये टेक होम टेक्स्ट वाले आंसर्स में लिखना है ना ये
so you need to answer in this format only, because you need to upload those things. So we are going to check everything. So that's why this should be there. So just if you see the question, so I will just share you one example how the question can be asked. So refer the given comparison of Bluetooth and Zigbee. So if you go here on the link, so this will be the link. So in this link, you need to go through this all those things. So here's defined first Zigbee, then Bluetooth and BLE. So there is a difference between Bluetooth and BLE. So he has distinguished that thing. Then the difference between Zigbee and BLE. So this is the first difference he has written. Now, once you complete the reading of this one, then you have to make your understanding and clear your on the page and compare the table. Prepare a one-page report. Make sure you will be answer for each details from your report during the submission of the test. So once you submit this text, we can ask any question from there. So if you just copy paste from there, that will be not sufficient for you. So आपने सिर्फ copy paste कर दिया यहाँ से तो उतना sufficient नहीं हो सकता. So sometimes what will be there? We are going to ask the questions from that section. So say for example, I am going to ask the questions from this one. Like what will be the gain? So whether the gain is equal for not or not, equal for Zigbee or BLE or not. Then I can now ask the range, how much meter, or the range of which protocol is the maximum. So this type of questions can be there in your Viva. When you are going to appear in your Viva, we are going to ask the questions from the take home test also. So you need to go through from all those details. Now the second question, if you see what are the difference with Geo, Mio and Leo, enlist the application used in the used in the orbit. So this question can be directly answered from the web. So we have already seen. So if you search it properly, you will get the proper table. So whenever the comparison will be there, you need to answer in the form of table. So you can find here the height of satellites are different, so orbital. So we have seen these things. So this is very easy question. So you can find it here, and you need to direct it. Don't paste from anywhere. First of thing you should remember, you need to type these answers in your Word. So prepare a table here, and then you try to enter all those parameters which are there. So you will find many of these. So these are the second one you can find. So आप बहुत सारी चीजों को find कर सकते हो. So first में, if you're here, if you see here, they have not mentioned the application. So for the application, you need to see some other slides, or there will be a applications part will be there in your lecture. So you can see there also. So if you don't find anywhere. So that's why I'm saying that you need to start doing from the first day. If you don't do that thing from the first day, then there will be a huge task will be there at the last day. So आप एक दिन में ये complete नहीं हो सकता take home test. Okay, so try to cover up each question and give 1 day at least for each question. So 1 day means at least spend half an hour, more than half an hour on one question.
Sir,
Yes.
hello. What is
Hello.
the
Yes.
minimum length required for each answer? Sir, as you mentioned that for first answer, first question, we need to prepare a one-page report for that.
Yes.
So in a similar way, what are the
On
minimum
the second
requirements for
question,
answer?
it is properly mentioned what should be there. So if you see in the second question, what he has asked, that write the difference. So difference, it is there. Now you have to enlist the application in each orbit. So in which means geo satellites are used for which application. MEO is used for which application, and LEO is used for which application. So at least if it is asking 2 mark questions, so 6 different, 7 different are should be there, and one application should be there. So you need to at least if you see here the difference for here, so at least you should list this many difference. What will be the height, because this is the most important parameter, height. Then the orbital period, these two. Then the number of satellites, it is not mandatory. If you leave this section, it is not useful. So satellite life you can leave. Number of handoffs, it is mandatory. Propagation loss, it is mandatory. Gateway cost, you can leave. So these many means 4 at least should be there, and 1 applications for each type of satellite should be there. So इतना तो होना ही चाहिए आपके आंसर्स में.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so first 2 questions are mainly based on the theory part. So you will not find you will find little bit easy in this 2 section. The second question, if you see, it is asking for the near field communication for the data transformation. It's one advantage and one limitations. So you can easily find these things on the slides. Then the second, what do you mean by the acknowledgement in the flow control, and what are the different types of acknowledgement used in the flow control? So this is the section what we have studied here only. Say AC key signals are NAK signals. So these 2 signals are the flow acknowledgement for the flow. So you need to answer all those things here. Justify why the data communication is CDMA is faster than the second generation GSMs. Now you need to compare it. So we have not taught CDMA here. So we have already taught GSM. So you need to see how the CDMA is working. Code division multiple access is working there, and then you have to make a comparison over there. So when it is asking the faster, so you need to see how they have how they have selected the frequency. So if you get that frequency, then then it will be very easy to answer it properly. So this is a 4-mark question. So you need to justify, and your answer should be justifiable. That CDMA, whatever you are mentioning here, what are the point you are mentioning here, that should be justifiable. That okay, this makes CDMA faster. Okay, so if you can't make anything like you need not to write the theory on the CDMA and GSM. वो दोनों पे theory लिख दोगे तो आपको नंबर नहीं मिलेंगे. तो आपको जो जस्टिफाई करना है वो जस्टिफिकेशन इसी में होना चाहिए 2.5 जनरेशन ऑफ GSM एंड CDMA. Then the last question will be something from the designing part. Then this question, like in a smart farming concept, certain parameters need to be measured frequently, like moisture, temperature, humidity, sunlight, using sensor. Then user need to access the control mechanism on his smartphone, which is Bluetooth, which is having Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GSM enabled. He is expecting from the engineering community to make a suitable arrangement in the farm so that he will receive the data on his phone, and he can operate the command which turns on the corrective action in the farm. Prepare a solution for this case study in form of block diagram and justify your choice of the circuit and the block diagram of every stages. So you are having multiple things are there. So Wi-Fi is there. So if you see the farming concept, so if you are seeing the smart farming concept, that means why Wi-Fi should be there. So Wi-Fi should be there to send the data on the cloud. Okay, so first block will be there, like whole sensors will be placed here. So different sensors will be there, like temperature, humidity, sunlight, or you can say photo sensors will be there. So now all those sensors we put in one block. Then those block gives the data to your Wi-Fi, and that Wi-Fi is going to move the data in your cloud. Now you will have the GSM and Wi-Fi. Two Wi-Fi systems will be there, or GSM system will be there. So what you can do, you can download the data from the cloud. That is the one thing. You can use GSM services for sending the messages. So say for example, it is raining and you need not to switch on the motor for that day. So the moisture sensor will give you the data of the moisture of your soil. So if it is sufficient, you need not to switch on the motor. So if the motor is scheduled, then you have to switch off the motor for the particular time. So that we are expecting here. So you need to just draw the block diagram, and you need to explain the block diagram how it is going to be worked. So maximum 2 page should be there. So first 1 page is how the different things should be arranged properly, so that you can the communication should be bidirectional. So it should not be unidirectional. The first thing wants to establish here, because you need to control the different things. So here the different things are not mentioned here. So you need to first classify the different things which is required. So like motor, then how to control the temperature or humidity mechanism. That should, if it is there, then you need to mention. If you are not, that mechanism is not there, control mechanism not there, so you can leave that things. Like if you are having an advanced farm, so you will have some like roof which is opening there. So if you can control the roof and all those things, so you need to mention all those things what you are planning. So you need to first draw the structure of your farm, how it looks like. Then you need to do these tasks. So this is the one example how the questions will be asked. The second, if you see, so first English, the shift keying used in the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and Zigbee protocols. So compare the speed, reference shift keying techniques. So here it is clearly mentioned, do not consider channel bandwidth, noise, signal power. So you need to compare those things, but you don't need to compare these three things: bandwidth, noise, and signal. So you need to refer the shift keying techniques. Which shift keying techniques are used in the Bluetooth, second in Wi-Fi, and third one is in the Zigbee. And you need to compare the speed only. So these two things should be there only. So how many satellites is used in the voice communication and television channel transmission? So example, Iridium is a example of voice communication satellite. So you can go there and search for this thing. So one question is theoretically, if you have studied properly, you will get your answer. If you just go through it from the internet and web, you will just find it. The second question is some analysis part. You need to see the Iridium datasheet, and then you will find how many satellites they are using for the voice communication and TV. Then the question number two, so the numbers can vary from each student. So first student can get uh, the structure in this way: 6, 2, 2, 1, 4, 15. The second student can get the marks in this way also. So what are the maximum number of simultaneous calls in each cell of GSM, assuming no control channel? Justify your choice. So you need to see how many calls can be there in a GSM. So he has not mentioned the which generation of GSM. So you can take the latest generation of GSM. Then the second is why there is a difference in the size of dish antenna used by the DTH and CATV operator to receive the satellite signal. So why the size is different? So that size is different because of reflection. So you need to see that thing. So the gain and all those parameters are going to play a role here. Draw the explain and flow chart of the stop and wait ARQ method of flow control. So this you can get directly from the book. So you need not to go from anywhere. What do you mean by overhead? Overhead bits are those bits which are not used as a data bit. So if you are using some error control mechanism, flow control mechanisms, those bits, if you are adding there, so those are known as overhead bits. So explain the various overhead and their function in the SONET frame. So in the frame structures, the different bits will be there. You need to explain those bits, why it is like flag. In the last, if you see the PPT, flag is the overhead bits. So how you are going to use those bits. Check CATV connection at your home and near home. Find the source of television transmission, cable TV operator control room, and possible equipments between the source and destination. Write the detail about the reception and combine a transmission media intermediate circuits. Prepare block diagram. So cable TV, cable television, you need to investigate. So what are the different components? First, it is required at the transmission end, and second at the reception end. So in the today's technology, we are using DTH services. So mostly you did not require this kind of connection. So you will have repeaters, you will have the coaxial cables. So at the transmitter end, we are having the dish antennas. Then we are having some relay signals will be there. So you need to find those things. So you need to prepare. So third question will be always a prepare a block diagram, which can be vary from student to student. So we are expecting like you should not draw the same diagram which is available on the internet. So we are expecting like if you search CATV connections, you will find that some block diagram will be there. So you will find some block diagram. So we don't expect same diagram should be replaced in your answers. So you should find your answers and you should know those things. So we can ask those things in your Viva. So these types of questions will be there in your take home test. So for that part, you need to prepare properly. So if you're having any doubt from the take-home test. Okay, so in the next lecture, you need to prepare a team, or otherwise, if you don't prepare your team, I will decide one team and you need to present some topics that I'm going to share with you. So those topics are relevant to data communication networking, but it will be provided in each papers. So the last date will be defined in the paper only. So you will find the dates. Okay, attend your roll calls. Aditya,
Present, sir. AI 68.
just name the number. AI 68. Then Anuj,
So 3 big data.
pardon.
3 big data.
Okay. Arjun,
AI 25, sir.
Avinash,
AI 22.
Ayush,
Servan Big Data.
it's already opened, I think so. You can just try to upload it. Harshvardhan, Bharti,
Yes, sir. AI 21.
Bhavdeep,
Yes, sir. Present.
enrollment number.
43.
Darshan,
Sir,
Darshan,
which one? Sir, which one? Maniyar,
Darshan Maniyar,
present, sir. AI 8.
Deep,
AI 20.
Devansh,
AI 02, sir.
Dharmik,
AI 33, sir. Sir, AI 33.
yes, Dhruvi,
AI 31.
Dipen,
AI 5, sir.
Divyajit, Harshvardhan,
Sir, AI 18.
Hitesh,
AI 51.
Isha,
AI 48.
Ivanshi,
AI 15.
Janvi,
AI 36.
Jay, Jignesh,
AI 28.
Krunal,
AI 35, sir.
Manav, Mansi,
Big Data 8.
Meghna,
Sir, AI 39.
Mohammed, Mohammed Kaif, Mohammed
Sir,
Kaif,
AI 34. AI 34.
Mohammed Yasin,
Big Data 13.
Nidhi,
Yes, sir.
enrollment
AI
number.
37.
Nikita,
Big Data 9. Yes, sir.
Nikita Kakad,
AI 57.
Pathik,
71 sir. 71.
प्रियांक,
AI 55 sir.
राज, राज
AI 29 sir.
29, रिद्धि,
Big data 4.
ऋषभ, श्री नारायण,
AI 56.
स्मित कुमार,
Sir, AI 01.
सुशील,
Sir, AI 52.
तुषार, दोनों तुषार बोल दो अपने नंबर।
Sir, AI 69.
ओके,
Sir, AI 6.
यस यस, विभूषा,
AI 49.
विधि,
Big data 5.
विजय,
AI 19.
यश,
Sir, AI 7.
यशांक,
AI 4.
ओके ओके देन,
सर
यस,
हेलो सर।
हाँ तुषार,
सर सैटरडे को आप टॉपिक दोगे या हमें प्रेजेंट
टॉपिक
करनी
दूंगा,
है?
बताऊंगा कैसे पीपीटी बनानी है, वो उसका एक पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मेट है उसको।
ओके, मतलब तब तक हमें टीम तैयार रखनी
अगर
है।
टीम आपको डिसाइड करनी है खुद से तो कर सकते हो, अदरवाइज
मतलब मैक्स कितने हैं?
3
चार
पर्सन।
पाँच? ओके ओके सर।